Good morning and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Molly and I'll be attempting a northbound through hike of the Appalachian Trail starting in March. So today I wanted to go over some of the gear that I'll be bringing with me, specifically what they call the big three, which is typically your tent, your backpack, and your sleep system. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm planning to sleep in my tent tonight. It's pretty cold out here in Oregon. It's going to be around 15-17 degrees tonight. So have my tent set up for that. So I figured while it's up, this would be a good time to kind of go over some of my gear. So my tent is the Sea to Summit Alto TR2. So it is a two-person tent. So that makes it a little bit heavier. It's a semi-freestanding tent and it weighs about 45 ounces or about 2.8 pounds. I also have the footprint for it, which weighs I think 7.8 ounces, something like that. So it is a little bit on the heavier side. It's not a trekking pole tent or anything like that, but this is the tent that I've had for the last 3 or 4 years. It's a tent that my husband and I bring on our backpacking trips, and so I've already had it for a couple years, so I figured that I would bring it with me instead of having to buy a new expensive tent just for this trip. So that's what I'll be at least starting out with. Next is my pack. This is the Gossamer Gear Mariposa. It's a 60-liter pack. I think I got this last year and have started bringing it out on trips. I brought it when I did the Appalachian Trail, which is a trail that goes around Mount Hood, and really liked it. Yeah, I especially like the colors. If you haven't noticed, purple is my favorite color, so that's one reason I like it. But yeah, it's pretty comfortable. Did have to get the smaller hip belt. It comes with a medium-sized hip belt, and I had to order the small one to make it fit just right. But yeah, I think this weighs 20 ounces, 23 ounces, something like that. Pretty comfortable, so I like it. That's the pack that I'll be bringing. And now let's talk about my sleep system. Alright, so like a lot of other thru hikers, I have the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite in the mummy shape. I got this pad because it has a higher R value than the other sleeping pad that I had that I use in the summer. So hopefully, my chickens are really mad that it's cold outside and they're hiding in their coop. But yeah, so this should, because it has a higher R value, should stay warmer at night when it's pretty cold out on the AT. Yeah, I actually got this from REI Resupply, so it was only like $100 instead of it being like $200, which is nice because it was like slightly used but still in excellent condition. So got that. All right. And then the next part of my sleep system is my quilt. I really like this quilt. It is the Paria Outdoor Thermo Down 15-degree quilt. I've had this for 2 or 3 years and I've been using it on a lot of my backpacking trips. It is definitely heavier than like an Enlightened Equipment or Katabatic Gear quilt, but for the price, I think it's definitely worth it. Plus, again, I had it already, so I didn't have to go out and buy, a $300 to $400 quilt. I already had this one. It does weigh about 2 pounds, I believe. So tonight I'm going to be testing it out in this weather, about 15 degrees, just to make sure that it does keep me warm, because I definitely want to know before getting out there if I'm gonna freeze or not if the temps get down this cold. So I did want to mention that I do have a summer quilt. It is the REI Magma Trail quilt. My plan is to swap out my 15-degree quilt for this 30-degree quilt once it gets warm enough. So this quilt only weighs like 17.5 ounces, so it's at least half the weight of my other quilt. So once it gets warm enough, I'll be swapping this out. Just wanted to add that note that I do have a plan for this, because I know that my gear is a little bit heavier. So yeah, it will hopefully get lighter once the weather warms up. Along with my sleeping pad and my quilt, I also have a pillow, and this is the Sea to Summit Eros pillow. Yeah, it's a good little pillow, gets down pretty small. I don't remember exactly how much this weighs, but yeah, pretty light. Last but not least, I do want to talk about the sleeping bag liner that I'll be bringing. I am kind of worried about the cold, so at least I'm going to start out with this, and if it turns out that I don't need it, then I can send it home. But it's the Sea to Summit Reactor women's version, compact, all that good stuff, and it's supposed to give me about up to 20 degrees more insulation. So yeah, my quilt is rated for 15 degrees, and this can give me up to 20, so I should be good. So all of those things combined, my big three does come in at about 8.5 pounds, which I know is kind of a lot for a through hike, but to me, kind of weighing the pros and cons here of, yes, I could probably get that down to 6.5 pounds, but I'd have to spend like $1,000 more in order to do that, to get like a trekking pole tent and a lighter quilt. And for me, I don't think that that's worth it at the moment, because I have other things in my life. I can't necessarily spend $1,000 just to reduce my pack by 2 pounds. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I've been doing a lot of shakedown hikes with my pack loaded up with all my gear, and it's been feeling really good. So, alright everyone, this is Gertrude. She was the one making noise the whole video. So here she is. She's the reason. Say hi, Gertrude. Say hi to the camera. Thanks so much for watching, and mighty fine hiking, everyone. Bye!